Well, good Monday afternoon if you're on the East Coast. Let's see. Almost lunchtime on the West Coast. Been doing a lot of planning for the upcoming Digital Marketing Strategies Conference in July in the Napa Valley. Yes, a live conference. Are you ready to get out and network and challenge your industry peers at a great conference? Well, I wanted to just shoot out this quick live stream message. If you're watching live, would you just say hello? Give me a little note on where you're watching from today. But I wanted to talk about a flaw, a major flaw in digital marketing automation in the automotive industry. And the reason why I bring this up is the July conference is designed to bring breakthroughs in automotive marketing, strategy, technology to dealers. And John Sherrill's watching. Hey, great, John, great to see you. So here's something that kind of clicked in my mind, that it's very difficult for an auto dealer or even a marketing manager, even a more sophisticated marketing manager, to understand the, I'm going to say, voodoo math or the black magic logic. John Roper, Doug, welcome. It's very hard for them to listen to a sales pitch when someone says, we're using artificial intelligence, we're using thousands of data points, we're using 12 billion in-market shopper lists. Have you heard these pitches? Okay. Now, I'm not saying that these pitches aren't true. I'm saying when people make the claim that they have the smartest, biggest, largest, most targeted auto shopper list, and that they're going to present your ads and then drive people to your website, and it's going to help you sell more cars. I'm going to make a general statement. I'm going to challenge the automotive industry vendors who are at the MSC. They got to do a better job of quantifying what that means. Because I'm hearing more and more, hey, I tried this super smart AI tool, or I tried this new hyper targeted, or I tried this new audience targeting, and I didn't see much of a lift. And, you know, I'm trying to think about breakthroughs and what we need to do as an industry. And let me share one thing that's absolutely frustrating to me. We have to stop the finger pointing in this business. If you're going to do the marketing, the digital marketing for a dealership, you have to stop this finger pointing. What do I mean by that? I would say 9 out of 10 dealers in the United States who are using an agency or internally to run, and let's just pick one area, their Google Ads campaigns. That 9 out of 10 are not set up properly to allow marketing automation to work. Let me say that again. I don't care how smart your agency tells you they are, and I don't care how advanced the technology they're using is, if the basic fundamentals of marketing automation aren't in place. Let me explain. Unlike an e-commerce business, and there's a tremendous amount of marketing automation for e-commerce. Unlike e-commerce, car dealers primarily do not sell cars online in any majority of their total transactions. Even with digital retailing, dealers will tell you that it's far less than 10% that are actually going through a complete transaction through the digital retailing tool. Unlike when you're selling air purifiers like Medify, or if you're on Amazon, you have a shopping cart, and when the shopping cart checks out, the marketing automation software, listen very carefully, gets sent the amount of the shopping cart, maybe even the goods that were in the shopping cart. But basically that said, you know that ad you ran over here, that pre-roll ad, that Facebook ad that retargeting ad, guess what? They came back and they bought. And so here's what marketing automation does. Oh, maybe I should try that ad again. Or maybe I should try that retargeting message again. Or maybe that audience I use to target those people is really working. Do you understand? Marketing automation feeds on outcomes, meaning I put a bidding strategy together, I put an ad message together, and am I getting the results that I want? For e-commerce, it's, well, the results of the shopping cart. Are you following me? Can I get an amen? Can I get, Brian, I'm following you so far? Well, recently, with the advent of digital retailing, dealership websites have actually taken a step backwards. Not because of digital retailing tools. Those tools are giving consumers more information, more than ever, to understand the affordability of a car. What's happening, though, is that the marketing agencies that are in OEM programs or not, they're sending traffic to the dealers' websites that have new tools on. And listen, they are not feeding back the outcomes into the marketing automation software. Let me explain. For years before digital retailing, I've been preaching that dealers should have 5 conversion goals set up. Okay, their lead forms, phone calls, chat, text, their trade-in tools. Now you'd say, well, Brian, what about finance apps? Well, we know for years that we still haven't broke through that craziness. Most of them are iframed in. 5 conversion channels. If a dealer was sophisticated and wanted to use DNI, we would have phone call conversions for desktop or computer visits. So phone calls, desktop and mobile, lead forms, chats, text, trade-ins. Now digital retailing came in. And here's what I'm seeing. Dealers aren't setting up conversion goals for the trade-in lead that comes out of digital retailing, or the finance app that's part of digital retailing, or the unlock lead form, which is part of digital retailing. In fact, dealers who have embraced digital retailing actually have less visibility in Google Analytics than ever because of the finger pointing. Now, let me be very clear. This message is for marketing automation companies. Shame on you that you tell a dealer that you're going to manage their $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 budget, whatever it is. Shame on you if you are going to tell them with a straight look in the eye that you're going to optimize their marketing when you don't have the willpower, discipline, and organization to make sure all the tools on the website are properly being tracked and recorded in Google Analytics, so those goals can be imported back into the Google bidding engine to optimize campaigns. And now this is where the finger pointing gets in. Now, it is a problem. 9 out of 10 dealers do not have all their conversion goals set up. Now, where the problems stem from? Well, I'll try not to be too dark about this, but an agency, if they're in an OEM program, is really getting paid very little to manage the dealer's business. On the most part, about 40% of the gross profits that an agency makes in an OEM program are being taken by the middle manager. That leaves 60% of the gross fee to run your campaigns. Now, here's what happens. When someone takes 40% out of your gross profit, how sophisticated or how trained or how mature or seniority wise can you afford to put someone managing a dealer's account? So you put them through some training and you say, okay, well, listen, if this is a Synchro website, you need to set up mobile click to call and lead forms. Or if this is a dealer.com website, you need to set up dealer.com mobile click to call goals and lead forms. What the agencies are not doing, Training the people to see what type of chat tool is on the website. Training their people what type of digital retailing tools on the website. Training the people what trade-in tools are on the website. There are many dealers that have 5 different companies capturing information on their website. Digital retailing has the potential of simplifying a dealer's website, but dealers are afraid to simplify. So they still have an iFrame dealer track application for finance. They still have an iFrame KBB trade-in tool, but they also still have trade pending built into their digital retailing tool. They still have unlock forms in their digital retailing tool. And guess what? 9 out of 10 dealers, when you add up all the tools, all the conversion outcomes on their website, they're not in analytics. Yet the dealer thinks that their agency is really smart because they have marketing automation. Let me say it again. Marketing automation for car dealers has to be through measuring the outcomes that dealers want. What do dealers want from their digital marketing? They want more phone calls. They want more lead forms. They want more chats, texts, trade-ins, finance applications. Obviously, they want more store visits. But no one's done a real good job of tracking store visits yet. Even Google's attribution has a hard time distinguishing whether or not that person came in for sales or service. So how can we have marketing breakthroughs if the digital marketing agencies do not have the trained core competencies to review a dealer's website, set up the goals properly, and import them? Now, all of the goals may not be hard conversions. Let me explain. If somebody clicks on a Google ad and comes to the dealer's website and adjusts a lease term, adjusts their down payment, maybe checks rates from different banks, man, I would call that an engaged shopper. If your digital marketing is supposed to help you sell more cars in the digital age, I would consider setting up an engaged shopper goal. But you know what? Most ad agencies don't know how to do it. Why? Because they haven't kept up with being a student of this auto industry. There is a full sheet of events that Roadster throws into Google Analytics. Same with Gubagoo. Same with CarNow. Same with the Cox digital retailing platform. Which means you could actually set up a goal or a custom audience that Google Ads can use to target people who are engaged. Now, what's an engaged shopper? Again, someone who uses the tools, compares prices, meaning they're shopping. And don't you want to spend more money going after those people instead of allowing your ad budget to get chewed up by service calls? I bring this up and somebody say, well, Brian's ranting. Okay, I'm not ranting. I'm talking truth. And here's the truth. If your marketing automation is firing on mobile click to call and lead forms, then most likely 2/3 of your conversions are being missed, especially if you're using a digital retailing tool. Because the native website lead forms are actually now secondary when digital retailing is in its proper place as the primary sales process for online shoppers. Now, it gets worse because without these goals set up, without the agency knowing about these events, I mentioned they can't create engaged shopper audiences. And then the third thing is dealers aren't listening to their phone calls. And marketing automation companies are not telling dealers that they should. In fact, marketing automation companies should be ashamed of themselves because there are companies right now, and you can call Review or Interactive Tell or Car Wars about their API. But these companies, when a call comes in, is listening to the call, transcribing the call, and attributing the outcome of the call as sales or service. The majority of marketing automation companies, if somebody clicks on the click to call and the call doesn't get connected, they're counting it as a conversion. It could have been an accidental click. But here's the bigger one. Marketing automation companies are screwing up the entire bidding ecosystem because they're getting call conversions, but they're for the wrong outcome. Let me explain. If you follow Google's playbook for mobile marketing, you will waste thousands of dollars. I'm going to show dealers at DMSC how to save a few $1,000s a month every month for every store if they're spending over $5,000 in Google ad spend. I'm going to show every dealer who's there, and of course agencies will be there too. I'm going to expose an absolute waste. See, marketing automation not only is missing all of the outcomes from a dealer's website, they're not looking at what the outcome is of the phone call. And let me give you an example. If you follow Google's playbook for certain mobile ads, you should put the ad extension that includes the phone number. This is what Google tells dealers to do. Hey, if you're running mobile ads, make sure you put the phone extension. Oh, really? Here's the problem. That's great for Google and their profits. It really sucks for dealers who, listen, want to sell more cars. Now, let me explain. When you look across the United States, I would say clearly over 95% of all the Google SEM dollars are for campaigns funded by variable ops to sell more cars. That's the intent. The variable ops team has a budget and the fixed ops team has a budget. Now, some dealers, very few, actually have a digital fixed ops strategy. Sad, not sure why. PCG Digital has probably one of the best in the industry, and I've helped design it. But let's just say 95%, and you could even probably say 98% of all ad dollars in automotive at tier 3 are for variable ops or selling new or used cars. So you follow Google's playbook, and let's just use the word Ford dealer. You're told, well, you should buy Ford dealer and Ford dealer near me and Ford dealers and Ford dealership, and you should buy your own name. Now, I'm not going to get into the buy your own name conversation today. I want to focus on this mobile ad extension. Some people call those branding campaigns or brand awareness campaigns when they buy their name and the brand that they sell. Okay. I want to focus now on these keyword strategies like Ford dealer, Ford dealers, Ford dealership, Ford dealer near me, Ford dealership near me. Google will tell you to put the mobile ad extension for the phone number in those ads. And guess what I found? That's a great way to burn up your variable ops budget for service. Why? 8, sometimes 9 out of 10 calls on those type of keywords are all for service. Now, here's the funny thing. And Google doesn't want you to know this or observe this, but I'm going to tell it to you. This is why DMSC is going to be a breakthrough in July. If somebody's near your dealership and they type in Ford dealer near me or Ford dealers, under your ad will be almost 100% of the time your Google My Business listing, and on a mobile phone, it has a little phone icon with a call. This is my belief, and I will share the data at DMSC. If 9 out of 10 calls are for service or parts, don't show the mobile phone number in your Google ad. Because if somebody wanted to call you, here's what they're going to do. They're going to type in Ford dealer, Ford dealers near me, or your dealership name, If you put the phone number in your ad, they will click on that and they will call for service or parts. If you omit that ad, the person who just wanted to call for service or parts will scroll down. They'll find your Google My Business listing and click on the phone icon, and that phone call will be for free instead of $4 or $5 a call. Now, what about the person who's looking for Ford dealer, Ford dealership, Ford dealers near me, and they're shopping for a car? Guess what? You don't need the phone number in the ad. They're not like, oh yeah, let me negotiate right over the phone. That's not the average consumer. They're going to click on your ad and they're going to come in and shop. But what is the difference? By shutting off the mobile phone number in the ad extension, you will burn up less of your variable ops budget from service. That gives you more to sell cars. Now, if you're running a long tail campaign, like somebody types in 2012 Ford Explorer white, and you have one in stock and it's in your geo and you show an ad, why not show the phone number? Anybody who's doing a long tail search, you would love to talk to. But why would you put a phone number when you're buying your own name? When right underneath that ad is a free place for someone to call. Guess what? Go ahead and do the searches today, and I will guarantee you that that's what's happening. But here's the problem. Marketing automation companies aren't telling you. They're not telling you you should get call recording. They're not telling you to listen to outcomes. They're just sending you a report. Is look at how many conversions I got you this month. Guess what? The conversions are a lie. Because first of all, they're already missing conversions. I already told you, everyone's pointing fingers. Well, I didn't know you changed chat companies, or I didn't know you put on a digital retailing tool. How about looking at the website once a month? How about that, agency partners? No, Brian, we don't have time for that because Shift Digital and GM and every other middleman has taken 40% of the vig. Oh, maybe that's a good reason not to use an OEM provider and actually get some real service, or maybe just demand more from your OEM providers. Let me tell you one thing. The middle managers are not inspecting that their own approved ad agencies are properly logging all the conversion goals and optimizing AdWords. I know this for a fact. They're not staffed for it either. Do you think out of all the dealers that are in Shift Digital programs, they would make sure that the ad agencies that are approved and vetted, the ones that are taking 40% of, or something like that, that you think that they would want to make sure that the dealers were getting the most for their money by making sure all the goals were set up properly for digital retailing, chat, text, trade-in tools, finance applications, make sure they're all imported into Google Ads so Google Ads runs? No one cares. Everyone's doing this. And then everyone's just following Google's playbook. And when you listen to the phone outcomes, and both, by the way, phone calls are the number one conversion for dealers, 80% of them for service. But dealers really don't know that because the agencies are just saying, this is how many phone calls you got. This is how many lead forms you got. This is how many chats or texts, if they're lucky. Now, the issue here is that we can't have true breakthroughs if the bidding engine doesn't have the outcomes that are correct. Meaning, could you imagine if the bidding engine was bidding like, you need to sell apples. This ad is to sell apples. And the bidding engine got, you sold an orange, you sold an orange, you sold an orange, you sold an orange. Do you understand marketing automation would say, I'm going to stop doing this because I'm selling oranges, not apples. Dealers are using marketing automation on the idea that it's smart. Marketing automation are not using all the conversion goals, and then they're not listening to outcomes. So they're saying, look, I'm selling cars, I'm selling cars, I'm selling cars, I'm selling cars. I got you phone calls, and 8 or 9 out of 10 are for service or parts or hang-ups. Do you think that's throwing off the marketing automation engines? Right? If your goal is, I need to sell more Ford F-150s or Ford Explorers, no one has Ford F-150s. Let's just pick another car. But you know what I'm saying? If we're going to have breakthroughs, Somebody has to step up and say enough's enough, and that's me. There has to be a discipline in these OEM programs to make sure that finger pointing is minimized. When a dealer changes their digital retailing tools, the digital retailing goals will go to zero. Somebody should be looking at this. Oh, we stopped getting conversions from digital retailing. The agency should say, they must have changed your digital retailing tool. Let's go in and fix the goals. Or, hey, the chat completions went to zero. They must have changed their chat tool. Let's go in and fix those goals so the dealer gets the best for their money. No one's doing it. Not in the majority. Why? I audit hundreds of dealership websites a year, and 9 out of 10 times the goals aren't correct. Now, some of it is the lack of communication. There are some very good agencies out there, but they have not taken responsibility for the money that the dealer is giving them because they haven't put in a process to review the dealer's website. They haven't put in alerts in Google Analytics to inform them when goals go to zero. And they don't have a change management process when the dealer changes tools on their website to make sure they're in the loop. Finger pointing. But who cares about marketing automation if the outputs of the marketing are wrong or missing? Then you have smart technology that's running ad campaigns off of bad information or missing information. I don't know if anybody's really getting this. I should be seeing a lot more amens. I should see a lot more people saying, wow, I get it. I challenge every dealer who's watching this video, whether it's live or over the next few days, look at your website and figure out how many conversion points are on your website. Remember, if you have a KBB tool and a trade pending in your digital retailing, you actually have 2 trade-in forms. If you have a hard dealer track, or if you have a Capital One finance form and a dealer track form and your digital retailing and your Dealer Inspire websites and your Gubagoo chat and your Gubagoo chat text, and you threw CarCode on there just to give CarMax all your dealership's information. Oh, did I say that out loud? You have CarCode on there. And then go ahead and look in Google Analytics and you tell me, honestly, are all the conversion channels working? Do you have your mobile click to call? Do you have your desktop? And then don't tell me your dealership is too cheap for call recording. You're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on advertising, and you won't spend like $2,000 a month to listen to the phone calls from your referral traffic. Hello? You know what? They're great companies specific to automotive, Car Wars, Call Review, Call Source, Interactive Tel. I think many ad agencies are glad that very few dealers use them. I think many ad agencies are glad very few dealers listen to the phone calls. Because going back to my analogy, dealers are spending tens of thousands of dollars a month to sell more new and used cars. They're getting a tremendous amount of service outcomes, and no one is telling them the difference. Oh, you got conversions. What for? What was the outcome of that conversion? I think that if the dealership body really understood what marketing automation needs, marketing automation is going to identify an in-market shopper one way or another. They're going to present an ad to them to try to get them to come to the website. And then, listen, everyone, we need to see if that ad was successful, that they did something that we want them to do. It could be a lead form, it could be a chat, it could be a text, it could be a phone call, could be downloading the window sticker. It could be just playing around with the payment tools before they decide which dealership to go to. All of those outcomes need to be a goal, and they need to be imported into Google. That's why at DMSC this year, we're running 5 bonus certification classes. They're 4 hours long on the day, really the day of the first day, in the morning on Sunday, July 11th, I'm going to be doing one on marketing measurement and in analytics as a 4-hour course. There are going to be a digital retailing certification, social media certification. There's going to be a video marketing certification and a branding certification. Paul Daly's going to do that class. I am so passionate. I believe that the companies that are coming to market with more sophisticated marketing automation have good products. It's just they have no discipline. And they're not, in my mind, ready to take on the automotive vertical as they really should. Thank you, Robert, for those comments. Fred, thank you. Got some amens in there. I need to hear that because, I feel like I'm John the Baptist out there in the weeds, just telling people like, inspect if you have your website conversions and engagement metrics set up. It's the only way that your marketing can get better. And people are like, I don't know. I'll just keep on spending 10, 20, 50, 100,000 a month and just hope. It's like the spray and pray, Brian. I'm tired. I don't want to measure anything. I just want to spray and pray. Of course, I'm joking. But we have broken system. We have middlemen in OEM programs that are taking a significant VIG out of agencies' pockets, leaving them with scant resources and 30-day out contracts with no guarantee of fast payment, oftentimes 60, 90 days to get paid. So I need you to be a bank for tens of millions of dollars. I need you to be in a 30-day contract, and I'm going to take 30, 40, 45% of everything you make gross just to be in the program. And then dealers say to me, hey, Brian, how come my agency never told, how come my OEM didn't tell me that I should be checking my goals for digital retailing and for my chat and for my trade tools? Like, everyone knows it. They just didn't tell you that no one has time to do it because of how many hands are in the pot. That's specifically why PCG Digital, by choice, is not in the OEM co-op programs. I want to dealers have a multi-million-dollar investment, and they're going to trust it to somebody, a company who's basically making $500 or $600 a month to run their Google paid search. I don't know what kind of person can you hire and staff and keep motivated to run a dealer who screams the hell out of them, and they're making $500 a month gross. Then they still have to pay people and salaries. Wow, we got a crazy industry, don't we? We do. So at the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference, I'm absolutely guaranteeing any dealer who goes there, save a few $1,000s a month every month. And if you have 10 stores, man, then it's an even better gig. But the truth of the matter is, marketing automation means nothing to me if the company who is selling the marketing automation doesn't know how to set up the outcomes properly in Google Analytics to import into Google or any bidding engine. That don't get me going on Facebook either. Now, Facebook has some limitations on what can be tracked, and that's really messy as well. But we got to do something about it. If we don't educate dealers to inspect what is really set up in their Google Analytics, then we are just literally lying to them about efficiencies, about the ability to target. I mean, if you don't have an engaged shopper audience in Google Analytics, how do you know what your agency set up and says, we're retargeting people who are engaged? I look at these engaged audience lists and it's like, oh, they were on the site more than 2 minutes and looked at more than 2 pages. That's not an engaged shopper list. You know what an engaged shopper list is? You checked if an event was fired for them changing the payment. And you check for an event if they changed the term. And you check for the event if they were using the trade-in tool. And you check for the events associated with those core shopping behaviors, like looking at photos and downloading a window sticker or downloading the Carfax. That's why the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference in July it's going to be a breakthrough. It's limited only to 100 dealership owners and managers and marketing managers. That 100 people, that's it, max. And it's in the Napa Valley, and we'll be live. Now, we will be live streaming. We will be selling live tickets and live stream tickets. And the live stream will have all the keynotes, all the panels, all the main stage discussions, and the workshops will be pre-recorded. They won't be live, just because technically it would be very, very expensive to live stream everything that's going on in multiple rooms. That being said, it's going to be a breakthrough conference. The conference is entitled for breakthroughs in automotive digital marketing. I wanted to share this with you because my heart is just, it continually breaks for dealers as they call me up and say, Brian, I'm not happy with my marketing outcomes. And I go into analytics. I'm like, well, there's nothing I can tell you here other than the agency never set you up properly for you to inspect the outcomes. And hey, do you do phone recording on your paid search and your Facebook referrals? I don't know. I wouldn't even know about that. No one told you should be listening to the outcomes to see if those campaigns that have so many conversions are really for what you wanted them for? No one told me that. Oh, okay. Whew. A lot to say. Well, I just want to encourage you, if you are working at a dealership, you're a dealer principal, if you're a marketing manager, and you would like to attend DMSC, I'll put in my phone number. And you can text me your V card, and I will send you a special code to save you a little money on your DMSC ticket, only for this month in April. So if you want to go, send me your V card, your virtual card, so I know who I'm talking to. And then I'll have Carrie call you up, and she can get your information over the phone. Remember, it's only 100 dealers, principals, dealership general managers, or marketing managers. That's who goes. And it is not a free-for-all event. This is not a vendor fest. So the only vendors that are there are the sponsors. And we have some amazing sponsors. You could check out the website, digitalmarketingstrategies.org. The agenda's up. We'll be filling in all the speaker spots over the next few days. This is the 12th annual Digital Marketing Strategies Conference. I'll put that in there. Digital Marketing Strategies.org. We got some great companies that do have some breakthrough technologies that are really doing the right things for dealers. And, well, we're just going to have open conversations. My outcome of the conference this year is that dealers walk away with a clear set of tools and understanding on how to immediately improve the marketing return on ad spend, their marketing outcomes, get more opportunities to sell more cars in the digital age. Is service important? Absolutely. But service has its own budget for marketing. And if we follow Google's playbook, you will burn up countless thousands of dollars a year from your variable ops campaigns for service, just because no one told you that for many of your ad group targeting, you should turn off the mobile phone number, because Google My Business is right underneath the ad with your company, with a phone call icon. And if they click on that phone call icon, they get that call to you for free. And if you're smart, you're recording your inbound Google My Business calls, you're recording your inbound SEM calls, and then you could see and improve how many real sales opportunities could you measure. And then you look at the people who didn't convert and see if they acted like shoppers. This sounds like SEM 101, but man, I am absolutely confident that 9 out of 10 dealers who are listening to this video, when they go in, will not find all of their conversion goals working in analytics and imported into their Google Ads campaign. That's what I know. If you have any questions, obviously, or follow up, you can shoot me an email, brian@brianpash.com. I'll put that in there as well. And I'm super excited. Can you tell I'm pumped up? Can you maybe just write that in the comments there? You know, Brian's pumped up, and maybe you will share this video live stream to YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So if you enjoyed this conversation, please share the video with your colleagues especially those who are spending a lot on digital advertising and you really want to help them improve their marketing outcomes, then I would get them registered to DMSC. So if you're planning on going, if you're a general manager, dealer principal, marketing manager for an automotive dealer group, you could text me your V card and I'll send you a special promo code. Other than that, even if you paid full price, it would be well worth it because you will be saving thousands of dollars a month. Absolutely, for sure. When I share with you the modern marketing strategy playbook, not the Google one that's aligned pretty much for Google's best interest, because Google, by the way, Google does not talk about marketing outcomes. It just talks about conversions, cost per conversions, or visits, or VDP views, all the stuff that can confuse the hell out of anyone who's really trying to understand which keywords, ad targeting, placements, and media strategies are getting me more engaged shoppers. And granted, even Google does some finger pointing. Listen, we have to just stop the finger pointing and start to work with people who really are absolutely deadly serious about every dollar counts, especially as competition will increase and get back normalized once this constrained supply comes through. Come on, Fred says, Brian stays pumped up. I am pumped up. I hope you enjoyed this little quick video message. I'm going to get back to work. I got some things to do, but I just wanted to share what was on my heart. And man, I'm pumped. It's Monday. I'm getting a lot done. Hope you have a great week. Make a point to get out and network face-to-face with automotive professionals in July 11th, 12th, 13th in Napa Valley. Come in on Saturday, leave on a Wednesday. You'll have an absolute great time. Robert, so good to see you. Hope all is well. Happy Easter. Thanks for sending me that Easter message as well. All right, that's all for now. Make sure you share this video with your colleagues. It will be online. Thank you, Brett, very much for that comment. Really appreciate it. I'm absolutely focused and passionate about helping dealers sell more cars in a digital age, and that it starts with being able to measure the outcomes of what they're getting from their marketing dollars. And believe it or not, in 2021, it's gotten worse with digital retailing, and we have to really reverse that time. Everyone, have a great day.